Hi, my name is Emily Radosevich, and I'm reading for the role of Jessica. I mean, look who our president is now, if you don't believe me.
Not sure I follow you, but
No,
I
like,
guess.
the classic example is all those kids from the 60s who were so righteous about changing the face of civilization, and then the minute they got older, they're all like, actually, you know what? Maybe I'll just be a lawyer.
I guess that's one interpretation.
No, but it's totally true. And now, like, Ronald Reagan is the president of the United States. I mean, how embarrassing is that?
It's pretty embarrassing. Although I have to say, I definitely know some people who are still seriously into civic activities. Like, my mother does a fair amount of volunteer work for some kind of great-picking civil liberties organization in California.
I know people who do that too, but I'm not talking about the last pathetic remnants of Upper West Side Jewish liberalism. I'm talking about the mainstream, and it is such a joke. I mean, I definitely feel that evil has, like, triumphed in our time.
So do I, but I still don't know if I would really ascribe all that to the theory that people's personalities undergo some kind of fundamental alteration when they get older.
Well, they do, and it's a big factor.
I mean, obviously they do to a degree.
Yeah.
And things definitely happen to alter your general trajectory.
Yeah,
But I
and no
think
matter...
that you basically get a set of characteristics and then they pretty much just develop in different ways.
But can
Like
I
the
just...
last year of high school, I suddenly realized that all these weird kids I grew up with were like well on their way to becoming really weird adults. And it was pretty scary, you know? Like, you see a crazy kid and you realize he's never gonna grow out of it. He's a fucked up crazy kid and he's just gonna be a fucked up crazy adult with like a ruined life.
Are you done now?
I'm done with that thought.
Well, can I please say something?
Go ahead.
Thank you. I'm not saying anything about whether you're quote-unquote fucked up or not. I don't mean it as a moral issue.
Neither do I. I think that personality components are like protons and electrons, like in science. Every molecule is made of the same basic components, like the difference between a hydrogen molecule and a calcium molecule is like one proton or something.
Yeah, I mean, that's wrong, but yeah.
So my theory is that people's personalities are basically constructed the same way. None of them are exactly the same, but they're all made of the same thing.
That's interesting.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, it has nothing to do with anything I'm talking about.
That is unfortunate.
I'm not talking about the chemical structure of your brain. I'm talking about, it's like when you find an old letter you wrote that you don't remember writing, and it's got all these thoughts and opinions in it that you don't remember having, and it's written to someone that you don't even remember having ever written the letter to.
I've never found a letter like that.
Well, I have, like, a lot of them, and it just makes you realize that there's just these huge swaths of time in your life that didn't register at all, and that you might just as well have been dead during them for all the difference it makes to you now.
That seems like a fairly nihilistic viewpoint, Jessica.
Well, I am so completely the opposite of nihilistic, it's amazing that anyone could ever say that about me. But we don't agree, so that's okay. You think what you think, and I think what I think, and there's no way we're ever going to convince each other, so my suggestion is that we just drop it.
All right.
Hey, is there anything to drink in here? I have this really bad taste in my mouth.
I think there's some water.
I can get it myself.